This episode of the Local Hustlers podcast is brought to you by Flamingo Pools, your go-to maintenance and repair company in the East Valley. Stop wasting your valuable time trying to take care of your pool and let the professionals at Flamingo Pools take care of it for you. Visit azflamingopools.com for a free quote today.
You're listening to the Local Hustlers Podcast, East Valley Locals. Get connected with small businesses near you and dive deep into their stories, mindset, and motives. Entrepreneurs everywhere. Get ready to be inspired by business owners, entrepreneurs, and hustlers that you can relate to and learn from. And now, your hosts, Dallin Huso and Ridge Waldberg.
Hello and welcome to the Local Hustlers podcast. On this episode, we are pleased to be with Ridgen Brinkerhoff and Grant Bigelow with Evora Jewelry.
A couple of legends here.
Yeah, man.
Man,
it's a pleasure to be here.
How's it going today?
Good.
Sweet. I don't care who it is, but why don't you start with like your background and kind of like where you guys came from? Ridgen, you gonna lead the way?
Let Rick take it from here.
Yeah, man. So let's say we actually just talked about this because we had to get on the same page because Grant always screws it up. Just kidding. Me and Grant, since like high school, have like loved entrepreneurship. Like, I've been always like, I didn't know what I necessarily wanted to do, but like in high school, I have never really worked for other people, but like, I'm not trying to be that guy like, oh, I just refuse to work for anybody because I'm not like that. Yeah. But like at this point, I don't think I will, but in high school, like me and Grant did landscaping together, then I did my own thing and then brought my friend's name into Blake to do it with me, and then like Grant did his own stuff like painting. Let's see, August of 2018 I started making jewelry, and then like I didn't want to just be a jewelry maker, so I was like, how can I make this more scalable? Just dabbling ideas. Like a couple weeks before my sister left on her mission, which was in August, like the end of August, she was like, oh, this place in Utah does this thing where they have these workshops and people come in and make their own jewelry. It's pretty cool. I looked at it for a bit and I was like, it's a good idea, but I just wanted to kind of see what my other options were. And so just kind of sitting on ideas and just continuing to learn how to make jewelry for a couple months. I don't remember if anybody else mentioned the place in Utah or not, but at some point, like a couple months later, Grant and one of our friends came over to kind of like help me out with a few things, and they were just like, they brought up the same place, and I was like, yeah, I've been like thinking about it more and more, and it's a super like unique idea and unique concept. So like, I don't know, the second time hearing it, I was like, okay, like I was already like on the border, like I was like, I'm probably gonna do it, but that kind of just pushed me and got me to kind of start doing it. And then like a month or so after that, Grant just kind of came to me. I was like, hey, like bring me on board and I'll help you with like e-commerce and then like running these like workshop session things. And then we kind of built it from like, I don't know, like February to May, and then we launched in May of 2019. Grant actually helped me a lot with like sourcing at the beginning, but let's see, I started with spoon rings. So I thought these spoons were all silver. I literally was ignorant enough to think that if I went to Goodwill and found like a cool old spoon, it was all silver, and I was like, sick. So I started making these spoon rings out of just like pliers and like bending it, and it was like marking up the outside. Made them all ugly, but like it was cool at the time because that's all I knew how to do. And then like bought some like minor like silver jewelry, like torches and stuff, like tools for that. And then I can't remember.
Probably YouTube a lot, right?
Yeah, learning at YouTube, and then just they teach you the basics, and it seems easy, but like, I mean, you look at one video, then there's only one step out of the 10, and like there's like 10 layers to each step, and it's like you just got to trial and error. But yeah, I think like there's a big supplier online we started with, and just started buying like a foot of like silver at a time, which we
were doing this in Ridgen's garage.
Oh, really?
Just like in his mom's garage. Yeah.
And that's where like all the testing was, like, that's where you kind of figured everything out, how to make it. And
it was the worst.
I literally went from like
his mom's garage in July. Let's like,
the garage. I bought a little desk from Goodwill. I set it all up, and like she like gave me this little space to like do in there. And then eventually there's something called casting in jewelry. It's like where you make molds and like pour metal in, and there you have to have like a kiln and like a furnace, like just a small little furnace and kiln. And I literally like had my wax carving like in her kitchen, like moving it every day. And then like the in the backyard, which is on the opposite side of the garage.
She hated you for this.
She hated it. The kiln is in the backyard. The stuff is in the kitchen, which is in the middle of the garage in the backyard. Then we went to the garage to do all the other stuff. So I literally would like run and like go from like one to the next, like across the whole house. Because I'd be able to like to pour the silver, you have to go and like take it out of the kiln, run to the other end of the house, set in the thing, then pour the metal in.
Timing is very crucial.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, it's
if it cools by seconds, you get half a ring.
That's my mom's house, man.
Shout out, Cindy Brinkerhoff.
Has she forgiven you now, or
what's up?
Does she forgive you now?
No, I was kidding. Yeah, no, she was fine doing it.
She gets free rings for life.
Yep, 2 more to go, and then she starts to pay for them.
I love it. So you said you started off doing jewelry. Was that just like for yourself, or you were just like a side thing, helping other people out, making stuff for people, or what?
Yeah, I've always liked to make stuff. Like I remember taking Nerf guns apart and modifying them to
extending the spring of it, so
300 FPS, so it'd make bruises, you know. But I just always liked to make stuff, so I started making jewelry, more just like for myself and other people. But hoping that I could figure out a way to scale it, you know.
Nice.
Well, yeah, that's basically it.
Nice, beautiful story. And then Grant, you said you have a background in e-commerce, or where did you come in the picture?
Yeah, so I used to do construction for a while,
okay.
Painting houses. I painted your wife's in-laws house. Yeah. Painted houses, hated it. So yeah, knocked on a guy's door in
Los Andes.
Los Andes, knocked on his door, or painted his house, and he was, a young, successful guy. He did e-commerce, and so he kind of taught me the way, what he did, and just started to do Amazon stuff. And then didn't meet Ridgen, but Ridgen was starting this jewelry stuff, so we just kind of combined forces, and hit the ground running ever since.
Nice. So what is Evora exactly? Like what do you do with Evora?
I have no idea.
That is a difficult question, School.
Evora, so like it doesn't really, or it's a city in Portugal. We were thinking of names, and my wife's dad, my father-in-law, just was like, he does like some brand stuff, not super heavily, but so I'm guessing he probably kind of has done this before, because he just started typing in on Google random things, and then was just like, what about Evora? And I was like, it sounds cool. So
it's a great name, honestly.
Does it have like a background does it mean anything?
Not
to you guys, like, is there like is it
people always ask us that, and I'm like, literally it's a town. Like, I don't know if it means something rigged in, but
no.
Have you guys been there before?
I met a guy who won his mission there.
Oh, you know what? I'll dedicate. Let's go. Yeah, we should go there.
We need to figure out a way that.
I think we owe it to the town.
I should franchise.
We owe it to the town.
I don't even know if we're pronouncing it right. Honest, what is it?
It's Evora.
Sure. So there we go.
It's rebrand.
Tomato, right?
Tomato, yeah. English version of Evora.
All right, I like it. How have things been going in terms of staying busy, cash flow, success since you guys started? Like, have there been ups and downs, or has it been pretty?
I think it's probably the fastest you could ever grow a company. I think, first month we were making. First month we made profit, slim, right? But that's pretty rare in any company.
Yeah, for sure.
Any company I've ever started, I've never made profit the first month other than this. So, yeah, and just slowly scale from there.
Yeah. Without giving away the secrets, what was it that led to that?
Give away the secrets. Success? We need to hear it.
I mean, it's a combination of a lot of stuff, but I would say, like, the concept in general is just really unique, so it just sells itself. But there's a lot of people that try to start businesses, and obviously a lot of people fail. And I'm not saying that we've made it, because we're only 9 months old and still have a long ways to go. But I think you just have to have the right talents, and you can have a cool idea, but we've seen, I'm only 23, but I've seen myself plenty of businesses that have had a great concept or a great idea that haven't succeeded. So I'm not saying me or Grant are like these ballers, but you have to have somewhat of like a different mindset to kind of launch something and make it successful pretty quick.
I think starting companies are interesting. Like studying, the life of Steve Jobs and Apple and Microsoft, they it's just funny. Like Steve Jobs grew up in a town in California, and his guy down the street was a genius at programming, and they kind of came together. Like a luck, right? Like a lot of luck. I think with us in particular, like a good economy helped a ton. I think the sense that Gilbert has a lack of entertainment helps a ton. I think so I think like a lot of it is hard work, but a lot of it's luck for sure. Yeah, in any company, I would say. Yeah. For sure.
What have you guys done to kind of grow the company or market yourselves?
I mean, a lot of stuff.
We've tried and errored. Yeah, I mean, we've done paid ads. We've done not everything in the book, but everything in the book, right? That we could think of. Yeah. Influencers, just I think, Ridgen and me, we've talked about just like having the daily, people that are in our classes market, and that's really that's all we do now. So just people that come in or people that are interested in us, we just have them post about us or just do certain stuff, and we have certain incentives about that, and it has done really well doing that. Yeah, just the average Joe basically is how we market.
Nice.
Yeah. Try to like basically, like I said, it took a lot of trial and error, but figuring out like tweaking different things and seeing what didn't work. Like ads didn't really work because it's just a newer concept, so people saw a 5-10 second ad and it just was too short of a span to like educate them on the concept and sell them enough to click and then move on to the next thing. But so ads didn't really work. Yeah, we just kind of word of mouth on like a viral scale is what we're trying to do basically.
I think that was one of the unique things about this company versus just any other starting a painting company, pressure washing or whatever it is, is no one's really ever done this here. Yeah. And so we had to educate people first on what it was, and that it was worth the price, which is, it's expensive class, worth the price that we're, demonstrating to the market. So it's like, wow, session, I always call it, session. We'll edit that part. Yeah. Anyway, so I think, educating was probably the hardest thing in this company, I bet.
Yeah.
So you talked about how like entertainment. How do you make making a ring entertaining for people? Because that's probably why people come back, and that's probably why people tell their friends. How do you make that entertaining?
I'll take the first part of it and you take the second. I think first the interest of people being interested in rings or in jewelry. Right. Because like I've always wondered, like, what if we like taught people how to make blinds? Like blinds aren't cool, first of all, so it's like, or not just blinds in particular, but like anything, it's like it has to have a cool concept in the initial to like kind of even get them to come in. Yeah.
I mean, so like we focus like really, really heavily on like the interior design, the aesthetic of the whole brand, which that includes our brick and mortar location, our presence online, our website, the content we use, the content we create, like all that entails into like the entire feel. And then we try to make it, that's why I get mad at our employees, I get mad at Grant, my wife, anyone who calls it a class, because like we try to steer as far away from like a teaching environment as possible. So we call it sessions, but it's we try to, when people come in, it's we're not teaching them how to make jewelry. We're just helping them and like giving them an experience. So we do it heavily through like I said, just making the experience like light, and they're not doing a ton of the heavy lifting. They just come in, the interior design they can appreciate, and it's appealing. So
that's cool. Did you guys come up with like the aesthetic, the design, the brand, or did you have to hire someone to?
Just with our style, just did it. I guess.
Yeah, so you guys are naturals.
A lot of things went wrong. No, we
all are right at certain things.
Trial and error, it's like the beauty of it, right? I think it's funny because it's like there's so much mistakes that we make every day and that we always make, and I think just trial and error. Yeah. And somehow a brand becomes on the other end of it.
Now that's like one of the things I focus on the most is like brand, because like ultimately, and I'm sure you guys will ask more questions about this, but like ultimately, like Evora isn't going to be a jewelry company. It's just going to be a brand that maybe specializes in really unique concepts and experiences, or like my main thing is I just want to build a brand that is like heavily focused around like style and aesthetic. That way, like the people who follow us, the people who are our fans, they're not necessarily people who love jewelry. They're not jewelry fanatics, but they're people who like appreciate unique style and like creativity. And like really like people who love good photography, kind of same thing. Like it's a general like type of person. You know what I mean? Yeah. So
that's why you've made the brick and mortar location more like aesthetically pleasing and stuff like that. So that there's more than just the ring side of things.
It's like we want people to come in half. Honestly, I would be happy if people came in 70% for the studio itself and 30% for the jewelry, but it's probably 40% the studio, 60. You know. Yeah. But like that's like my goal is like it's our goal is to make it where people aren't necessarily coming in just for the jewelry. You know.
Okay. So maybe go into that a bit more. So like, what do you mean exactly when you say it's like jewelry just gonna be a part of it? Like, what else are you trying to expand into?
We don't have like concrete ideas right now, but like we definitely have a bunch of ideas that are pretty like immature in the idea stage. Again, nothing concrete, but I don't know. I think just like we were talking about on the way here, just building audiences, which you have to like generalize or kind of narrow down that audience. Yeah, we need more posts about people having fun and like what's behind them and like the colors and like the textures and the design, the style.
I've seen some cool pictures of your guys' latest like paintings and stuff you got there. It's pretty sick.
Justin Pierce, man. I don't know if I'll ever hear this, but here you go. He's sick. He did good. But yeah, does that make sense? I don't know.
But just the aesthetic, I mean, what you've done to your house, same thing. Yeah. Just making it a welcoming environment to the unique people that would like it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that's a big reason people come back?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, I think there's nothing like it, really. I mean, to be honest, in Gilbert, there's nothing like it, and so I think it's definitely unique. Yeah.
So you guys are in downtown Gilbert, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What made you guys decide to pick that?
It just kind of worked out. I think we run out of my brother's house right now, and I think obviously just being in downtown Gilbert, just kind of like everything they're doing in downtown Gilbert, definitely helps. Which is like, we haven't really utilizing that strip and having people coming through there and I don't know, just they're making downtown Gilbert cool, so it's just kind of the place to be.
Mm-hmm. Dirk Bentley invited us.
Yeah,
Dirk Bentley.
Dirk Bentley called us and he said,
"Yeah, some extra room.
Need you guys down here."
We need you guys.
Do you spend more time cleaning your pool than you spend swimming in it? Then call Flamingo Pools today. Flamingo Pools is your go-to swimming pool maintenance and repair company in the East Valley. Whether it's weekly maintenance, repairs, green to cleans, or one-time cleanings, Flamingo Pools will take care of you. Honest, reliable, and innovative. Just a few of the many good things Flamingo Pools customers have to say about them. Ask them about their mineral treatment, which will keep your chemical levels down, allowing you to have a healthier bathing experience. At Flamingo Pools, they know that your pool was made to be enjoyed, so let them handle the rest. Check them out at azflamingopools.com or give them a call at 480-422-6013. Mention this podcast and you'll get your first month of maintenance completely free. That's azflamingopools.com and 480-422-6013.
But like, I don't know. It's like super. Like you guys know, like starting a business is like, there's so much more than people think. Right. Like people ask me, like, what do you like? So these sessions are like at 6 p.m. and are 3 hours. What do you do the rest of the day?
What do you do on that?
And I'm like, I'm like, it makes me so mad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not, I don't have a list running head like in my list, or sorry, in my head like a running list, but like, there's so many things to do.
Yeah.
So just like, I don't know, like just like yesterday or 2 days ago, we finally like, we knew our margin, but we had just like, I sat down for like 4 hours.
I'm horrible at math, so.
And I knew this had to be done, but I didn't know like at what stage, like what you needed to get it done. Like I didn't even know what it was that needed to be done, but like the whole time I felt like, it's really hard to explain. Yeah. There's so many things like this, because like you don't have any like guidelines of like, hey, you need to do this and this and this.
Yeah.
But it's like I knew like just from like an efficient standpoint, like we needed to know like if we have this advertisement, like how much is that costing us per ring? You know, just something simple like that. Finally, like 2 days ago, we actually like narrowed down like our cost of like everything.
Yeah.
And like profit and loss. So I don't know, just like it's super. I don't know. I like. It's hard. I don't know.
Yeah. So neither of you guys went to college, right?
Went for a year, but
Never stepped into a college.
So what, like, how have you guys taught yourself a lot of these things? Obviously, we've talked about like trial and error and like just going for it, but has there been other ways? Like, obviously, there's like YouTube University and stuff like that. But
of course, man.
I mean, shout out to my brother. No, it's purely my brothers. Yeah, I think all of them. Brad, Scott, Blake, Jeff, Bo, Jack. Yeah, they've all, they're all very successful. Older ones are very successful entrepreneurs. And, if I never have a question, just call one of my brothers and they have the answer usually right away. And so for me, the power of mentorship I have a very strong testimony about that. And I think any entrepreneur going out, you got one mentor, maybe two, just have a couple people that are, kind of like in big companies, they have chairman, right? Have a chairman in your life that kind of tell you what to do, and it's just little things, right? Like we just met with an accountant like a month ago. I've never met with an accountant. It was scary. Like I was like, I don't know what this guy's going to ask me. I mean, so little like I remember I called my brother right before we went to the accountant, Blake, and I was like, dude, this is what I'm going to do. I'm meeting with the accountant. What is he going to ask me? Like, and he just like broke it down, and we went and But mentors, my brothers have been a huge impact in my life with everything, but especially with business.
That's cool. Sure. Did you have any other mentors, Ridgen, or is it mostly just Grant and his brothers?
No, I mean, I don't know. Like like YouTube, like insane, Like I said, I probably on YouTube like an hour and a half a day, and then it's like I like reading or listening to books. I listen to a lot of books, some podcasts, but really just like. I don't know, just like looking stuff up on the internet, reading articles, watching videos. I didn't really have any like personal mentors. Dementors. I didn't have any like personal because like my family, like they all went to school and stuff, and like a couple of them were like entrepreneur-ish, but I don't know, didn't really have anywhere to turn to like Grant did, but just kind of learned. Internet, baby.
Nice. Yeah, all the info's out there. You just gotta dig it up and find it.
School got me on a start,
Yeah.
Sometimes the biggest mentor is Google. Gary Vaynerchuk. He always says that.
Gary V, baby. There's like I could name a list of 10 guys I can't think of right now, but those like mentors,
Ryan Moran. Yeah. Go look up Ryan Moran if anyone's listening. That guy's a baller.
He's a baller.
You mentioned that you listen to a lot of audiobooks. What's like one or two books you would recommend for someone starting a business?
Classic one, Think and Grow Rich.
Yeah,
it's you can read that thing like I have like a huge in my phone. I love organization and efficiency, so like in my phone I have like book notes, and in that one I have so many notes, and like you could literally read that book 40 times and
still get stuff out of it.
Yeah, no, that book's a baller, right? That's like insane.
That's cool.
But so I'm sure most people have heard of it.
Yeah.
Rich Dad Poor Dad is what I would say.
That's a good one.
That's a great book. Great book.
Yeah, there's a lot of it.
Okay, so take us through like a day in the life of Evora, because like you said, nighttime is where all the magic happens. But what do you do throughout the day for all those people thinking you're sitting at home doing nothing?
I think, in the morning, me and Ridgen, we used to get on the phone every morning, pretty much, and we'll talk about. We'll talk about. For at least an hour or two, just ideas and just a lot about marketing, obviously.
Yeah.
Just marketing ideas and just different, even aesthetic ideas, or just really pretty much anything.
Just brainstorming, basically.
Yeah, just brainstorming. Yeah. Even outside of Evora, right? Just other companies and other ambitions we have. Creative juices flowing. I think, and then, just going to the bank. He just went to the bank the other day, and we have a meeting tomorrow with the issues of the bank. Shout out the bank for a second. Tomorrow we have a meeting with the accountant. Just like it's honestly it's really
like, it's
random.
Kind of random. Like that's what I'm
super
like.
Random.
I love routines. So I'm trying to like. I said when you're starting a business, especially bootstrapping with no investors, like it's all over the place. You don't really have any guidance, so you kind of just like have to figure out that routine. Like, okay, what am I doing on a regular basis? Like I have inventory probably once a week. You got to review your economics, like just stuff like that. But yeah, it's just kind of random. But a lot of it is like just, this is obvious, but like personal development is a lot of my days like are consumed by, just because I know if I improve myself, it's only going to improve not only Evora but any other business I
for sure
am in the future. And so yeah, a lot of it's just personal development.
We have a lot of people that work with us too that that help with any company. It's not just the owners. So we have a girl that runs our Instagram. She does like Instagram. What would you call it?
Strategist.
Yeah, strategist. Cheyenne Hudson, she does a great job with that. Ellie Howard, does our content, and so there's a lot of other people take a lot of the weight off during the day. Our company is a lot of it is Instagram influenced.
For sure.
So Cheyenne has a huge role, and she does a great job with that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, a lot of people, obviously our employees teach at classes, and so a lot of people help with the roles throughout the day. So
that's cool. So you guys have you guys had employees since the beginning, or did you guys take care of the classes when you first got started?
Like early December.
Sessions.
I'll
have to cut that one out.
Come on, man.
I think early December was our first. We hired our first employee.
Probably like October, November.
Was that when Callie and Addie came on?
Probably.
Been that long?
Yeah. It's not that long ago.
I thought it was been like a month.
Not much yet.
Time flies. I thought it was been like a month.
Me, Brenna, my wife, and then Grant, us three just did the sessions from May to October. Then it just took a while to kind of train it to where we could hand it off to the employees.
Yeah.
And us just kind of oversee it, but took.
What have you looked for when you've been hiring employees? Like, what do you want? Obviously, there's something you want when you're hiring people, right?
I would say, I don't know.
Honestly,
it's like a waitress. Anyone that can talk to people. That's like the biggest thing.
It's not a sense of humor, but just a sense of very social. And I think being, you can't be dull in the class,
Like if you just go, I'll be honest, I've had bad attitudes during sessions.
Same. Just it's because end of the work day.
Yeah,
you're
you've already worked 10 hours.
The classes start at 6. So it's like,
sure, yeah.
And then you have to I love being social. I love being in groups of people. I love talking to people. But when it comes to teaching, I don't know.
And it's also probably you guys like you said, you were making rings in your mom's house for a while, and so were you. And so you guys know the science behind it. You know how to make a ring. For you guys, it's simple.
Yeah. Well, and I think even just having the aspect of, I did construction, Ridgen's very handsy, and I think just having that type of aspect helps a lot. Yeah. I remember I taught my family, all my brothers do construction, and when I taught them, they got it very fast. Cause you're good with your hands, and so
some people you can just let them go that and explain this, and then you can do it,
and they just
and they get it. But other people you gotta help a little more, which is fine.
Yeah. So a lot of people obviously aren't very hands-on people. So sometimes it's hard to teach them. Yeah. But
we mainly look for just people who can. Honestly, I don't care if they have any experience, which we really don't care if they have any jewelry experience.
It's just kind of hard to find.
Yeah, it's more that's teachable.
Yeah.
But what's not teachable is just being an outgoing person and someone who's gonna talk too much about the other person. I tell the employees don't talk about yourself. They're just don't even bring yourself up. Naturally, they'll probably ask you about you, but only talk about them until they ask about you.
Yeah.
It's a good thing for life in general. I'm trying to work on that too. But
we should have our employees probably read How to Win Friends and Influence People. It's a great book. No, it talks about that. But yeah, I think obviously if you do have experience with jewelry and our social, you're at the top of the list.
Yeah,
because it's hard to come by
for sure.
Both those attributes.
What's kind of the culture you've set around there for your employees and for people coming in?
Just super we always have a structure, but I want it to be super laid back.
Yeah.
It's very chill.
Yeah. Obviously as we get once we're corporate and stuff. Yeah. I'm just kidding. Once we're bigger, we'll have a little more structure, but overall I want to just have a super loose and not too rigid scheduling platform system. So it's really loose and very easygoing.
I think for me in Ridgen too, I think anyone, right? You guys too probably. I think being an entrepreneur, the reason we are entrepreneurs, it's hard. But the only thing that keeps us going, I think, is the freedom that you can get with that, right? You can go wherever you want, whenever you want. Obviously, with employees, it's hard to do that. But there are companies out there that have implemented that into their companies. And I think that, for me, it's like very cool because I think like not everyone has those attributes to like start their own business, which is, but I think giving the people the same type of lifestyle, or at least trying, is a very cool thing to do. I think in any company.
Yeah. No, because that's why you started, right? So you have that flexibility, and then you start trying to hire people.
That is the only reason I'm an entrepreneur. It's just freedom.
Yeah,
freedom. That's it.
And so you almost kind of want to be their mentor in a way to.
Yeah, like I would be very disappointed if in 5 years, 6 years, whatever you want, our employees are still with it. Like it's like I want you guys to go and like do your own thing in life. And you know what I mean? Like obviously a lot of them are in high school, so they will. But for me personally, I think Ridgen too. But like I want them to do their own thing and like have their own life.
It's really interesting because I think a lot of people, like, so if you're an employee, a lot of people get scared about having to quit or turn in your 2 weeks.
I'd be very proud.
Okay, yeah, that's really interesting because then a lot of employers get like, you hear them getting like ticked off or like why are you leaving us sort of thing.
And then people stay when they don't want to be there, and that's just as bad.
Yeah, obviously there's headaches. I mean, if we got to call a day and one of the employees leaves, it's like, oh, we got to train someone else. But I mean, there's headaches in that, but the bigger picture, I mean, like, I just think it's important for anyone to do what they want, right? So if you're happy being a bum on the beach, like if that makes you happy, like I'm proud of you, I guess, but if you want to live the corporate lifestyle, which I would hate, it's great, So it's really what you want to do.
That's cool. Is this the first time for both of you managing employees?
Yeah, I mean, I had painting crews. Very different. These guys are very different.
No, I own a Christmas light business with my brother, our friend / business partner. It's a little different, like obviously it's seasonal with that, so like super like more structured and like on a regular basis and like having like a schedule. This is like the first time, but like Christmas lights gave me a little bit of like working with and training employees and things like that. But
well, I think a lot of people are kind of nervous to hire employees to delegate and just don't know how to manage people. It seems like you guys are pretty natural there. What's your?
I mean, it's definitely been different. I mean, we've had talks. I mean, like managing a 45-year-old with kids, that is a lot different than managing a 17-year-old. Wow, 100%. Like I can not say whatever I want to, but like we're a lot more like open with when I do painting, just like
some HR comes into play when you're
like I'm just like, hey, like not that, but like this house sucks, man, like you gotta repaint it. And like if you tell that to a 17-year-old girl about a ring, like this ring sucks, it's like, wow, that's really harsh. With painting though, it's like, no, this house sucks, like get back there and like we gotta do this. And it's like you're a little bit more harsh, obviously, you love everyone, but like 14-year-old girls are definitely, or 17-year-old girls are definitely different, and than a 45-year-old painting construction guy.
Yeah, I think just giving,
same as you.
Like this is another thing I'm working on, just with either friends or my wife or employees, like just giving praise. Yeah. Even if the improvement is like the slightest improvement, like recognizing that improvement and like praising it like a ton. Yeah. Because then it just reinforces them to continue doing that and also to try and find other ways to.
Well, it's like, they recognize when I do something good, I may as well just start doing.
Yeah, just like highlight it, like not just be like, oh, good job, but like go into detail on like exactly what they did perfect.
I can do a lot better with that too, for sure.
Of course, that's something I'm trying. I'm not good at it, but
it's hard,
Yeah.
There's so much to do, especially in class. It's like it's hard to take,
session.
But it's those session. It's hard. Those 5 seconds. Those 5 seconds of complimenting someone are important.
Yeah.
That's cool. I guess walk us through what someone would expect when they come in for a session.
Basically, like right now, since we're in the studio we're in, we basically book a session online.
So that's how people start. So you go to like your Instagram or your website.
I think 96% of the people, they go on our Instagram first, and then on there you can click book.
to the website,
and then just takes you to the website.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they book and then get like every day at 6 p.m. we have sessions, and then on Saturday we have 1 p.m. and then eventually probably 10 a.m.
Okay.
So we have 2 on Saturday. And
Sunday.
6 p.m. on Saturday as well.
No,
so we have 2 on
Sunday.
Saturday. Yeah. So they book, gives obviously the day they booked, sends them a confirmation, then they have the address and they just come, walk in, and then at 6 p.m. we start, but the employees are there to kind of be like, hey, start looking at stones. They pick out a stone, and then like music is going. The employees just kind of get to know the people, just talk to them a little bit as they're looking at stones. And
it's a very personable, very like we allow people to come in if they don't want to make a ring, and they could just hang out and watch, and that's fine. So it's very like just very chill, personable, and yeah. I mean, one of my fears is that people, because the first time I ever did a studio session, did this, I was really nervous because I was like, I don't know how like this is gonna work.
Right.
So that's not my biggest fear, but like I fear that like with the community, like I hope no one is afraid. Like you just come in. We always encourage them to come in groups because it's a lot. It's a 3-hour class. So coming with one, it's kind of boring. At least come with a person. I would say. And yeah, it's very chill, super fun, very chill. Yeah, so super non-threatening.
Yeah, that's like we found out like that's kind of like the battle is just being like kind of breaking the ice at the beginning, because it's not necessarily like
music helps a lot with that.
Yeah, we're trying.
You guys
to like,
sing?
Yeah, we sing.
It's a live band,
we
right?
have a live.
It's an idea. I've actually thought about having a live band. But yeah, I mean, it's a location where it's kind of small. When we like in the next 6 to 8 months, we want to move out into a bigger place. Mm-hmm. But that's like the first battle, is just making sure that people feel like they're like not like sometimes people coming like they feel like they have to be quiet.
Yeah.
Which is just like we're just trying to break that ice as fast as possible.
Talk as much as you want.
Yeah.
Having loud music on there, and yeah, it helps. Yeah,
just super like we just want to like warm, inviting, fun, light environment.
100%.
That's very cool. So what are the plans going forward? So you said that you want to open up a bigger shop soon.
Yeah.
What's like?
Not necessarily size, but just we're in, like he said, we're in one of his brothers, Grant's brothers' houses.
Okay.
It's 2 of his brothers. So we're in that house right now. We've just turned it into a studio. Mm-hmm. So it would be obviously best case if we were in like a brick and mortar commercial building.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like our next step. But like after that, we want to, possibly open up other locations and or other experiences or
with the name Evora.
Yeah.
That's sweet.
Yeah. No, like I said, honestly, we don't have anything concrete right now, but
nice. Just see where it goes.
Just
where it takes
yeah.
That's fun.
Right now it's jewelry.
Yeah. It's the biggest thing, right? We're just doing what it's today. We only know today. We don't know what will happen in 6 months.
That's cool. Do you guys love what you do in terms of just like running the business?
Yeah. I love it. Like I know Grant loves it too, but like entrepreneurship, like that's what I'm passionate about. I love like which a lot of entrepreneurship is just creative. Like every part of it, you have to be creative. And like I'm super passionate about being creative. And like I'm like super, super passionate about entrepreneurship. Like I love, which again, you're just creating something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Like I love running a business.
Yeah. So your passion isn't like actually like creating a business, creating something more than the jewelry itself.
Yeah, like it works out. The jewelry, like I love jewelry too.
Yeah.
But like running a business, scaling a business, all the ins and outs of doing anything that has to do with like running a business, that's what I love. I don't know, Grant, I don't know if it's anything different.
No, same. I love processes a lot. Like that comes into mind when they talk about business, just like the process of, just putting people in place and kind of seeing it unfold. I love having an idea, product, getting, a marketer on board, starting to do, the product, making sure your margins, I'm really bad at math, so actually but that's very important, making sure your margins are there, starting to hire, just the whole process that it's so different with any company, podcasts, jewelry sessions or paintings. Yeah. Processes are fun though, I think. They're really fun.
That's cool. So. Finding joy in the journey, right?
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
I love it.
Sweet. Is there anything that you guys wish you would have known when you were starting out? Now that you're looking back, anything you would have done differently?
Tons.
Yeah, of course. There's always stuff. I mean, I would say just like a roadmap, like I said at the beginning, like you start and it's like at the beginning it's as simple as get your product or your service in front of somebody, one person at a time, but then it turns into like marketing and then it turns into accounting. You have to figure out your numbers, otherwise you're going to be really inefficient. You're going to be spending a lot more money than you should. Who knows where the money's at, which it goes along with economics. So I would say just like, if not necessarily something I could change, but I would love to help out entrepreneurs. Like, again, I don't know everything now, but I know a lot more than I did a year ago.
For sure.
And in a year from now, I'll know a lot more than I do now. But in 5 years, it'd be super cool to be able to help entrepreneurs like start off, you know, because like it's super unclear. Like if you go to school, I think it helps a little bit. That's kind of what I'm trying to do, just like educate myself and like know what to do. But I've literally like searched just like on Google. I've typed in like just business theory just to know like the basic terms. And like it's so broad. There's like I click on one website, it shows me like what an asset is, and I'm like, okay, I want to know like a little more complex. And I go to something else that has nothing to do with terms. It's just like it's so hard to find like the roadmap of what you need to do at what stage.
Yeah.
I guess it's where consulting comes in, but I don't know. That's like the biggest thing is like
putting ideas in, because you have all these ideas there, but like, they're everywhere, and it's like all right, putting them together.
It's like I know we need to like account for expenses and things like that, but I don't know. It's just so hard to know like when to hire an accountant, when to hire a marketer.
Right.
Like there's so many moving parts. So that's like not necessarily something I would change, but just something that
you wish you had.
Yeah, which I had at the beginning, which is fine. Like I had at some point I had to learn.
You just got to do it,
but
and figure it
still
out.
learning. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I love entrepreneurship. Obviously, it's what I choose to do as my day to day. I think though, like for me, I really realized, and you know, I have a lot of conversations with my older brother Scott and Blake in particular, but they've talked about too, like, you know, a lot of people I think in the media and online they portray like entrepreneurship as the way and the only way, right? Mm-hmm. I don't think everyone would be happy being an entrepreneur. I think people are really happy having an office job. Yeah, and I would be a very miserable person if I had an office job. Yeah. But for some people, they enjoy that.
They love the security. They love the same thing every day.
And so, like, it's funny. I've talked to my little brother Bo about it, and like, I think having like, you know, EVIT, you know, we know like having like a school that like this is like way a big dream, but school that, like teaches that, like, right, like teaches what a mortgage is, like how when you buy a house, what that's going to look like, the paperwork. So not even if you want to be an entrepreneur, but that's going to how to be the best employee that you would want to be, you know, and just kind of teaching like skills, not even in entrepreneurship, because I feel like life's way bigger than that, you know. And I love being an entrepreneur, but Freddie doesn't, and that's great. And so like, let's make Freddie be the best whatever he wants to do. Kobe Bryant just passed away, right? One of his best quotes, I think, is, I can't remember exactly, but he talks about the power of inspiring someone to do the best they could do in whatever field they choose to be in. I butchered that, but that's basically it. And that's extremely powerful. And Kobe Bryant, he did that very well.
Yeah, for sure.
Through basketball, he inspired people to be whatever they want to do. Yeah, it's cool.
It's true.
What's like a non-negotiable for you guys in the business? What's something you'll never change?
It's a good question.
Surprisingly, it's not jewelry. Like, that's not necessarily non-negotiable, but like mine would probably be like, I don't know, that's a hard one. I would say like anything that has to do with the brand. Like that's again, that's my number one focus with everything. Like aside from streamlining our studio process to making that 2 hours and 10 minutes to 2 hours long, just making things more efficient in there, that's important. But like aside from all that, like just the brand, like what like our brand attributes are, what our brand values are, like you're talking about. Like we believe in just providing people with an experience that makes them want to express themselves and be original. And so we kind of like just help, like we want people to, I don't know, in a way like just express themselves and want to like feel comfortable as they are confident and comfortable as they do express themselves. So like those are kind of like the values that at least I don't want to budge on, you know?
Yeah, that's a really hard question. I think,
It's hard.
That exactly. I think Ridgen kind of nailed it. I think brand, like demonstrating what you are as a brand, extremely difficult. And I think if there's one thing that is in anything we do with this or this in particular is making sure the brand is demonstrated the way it should be and that people get it. You know, that like when you see Disney or you see Coca-Cola, there's an emotion that comes when you see that, you know, brand name. That's very powerful, you know, and I think having that thick where people, you know, we can go over attributes of Evora and of, you know, these all day, but like seeing Evora for what it is right when you see the name and having that embedded in anyone that knows about us is super important. I think you do that with the littlest things, making sure the studio's clean to making sure the session and the rings come out perfected to the music you play. You know, I think there's 30,000 attributes that when they walk in, the smell that they first walk in when they come into the board, you know, all of that. I could tell you the exact smell when I walk into Disneyland and know exactly what it smells like. Yeah. And it's super powerful when you can do that. It's hard to do. Yeah. It's super powerful.
But no, that's a good question. Like that's probably one of the most important questions you asked. But I just think kind of like rephrase what I said, like just like Grant said, like the little details, like overall, like our kind of like our main brand value is just like we want to create an environment where like self-expression, art, and creativity and originality are cultivated. So like those things we want to be cultivated through Evora. Yeah. We want to inspire people to be more original, more creative, more express themselves in different ways, whether that's the clothes they wear, and the things they choose to do, the things they choose to say, things like that.
That's super cool. But that might answer one of my last questions here, but I was going to say, what do you want people to think of when they hear or see Evora?
That's another really good question. I mean, it's hard for me. It's been hard for me from the beginning to describe to people, even to Grant, like what I envision with Evora and like what I imagine it to be. But I think just something that's always ahead of the curve in terms of like style and like design and like what the next trend will be. So like people like, I mean, people would always make fun of me for the clothes I wore in high school or like things I would do, but like I didn't care because I knew like it was around the corner, right? Yeah. And that's kind of what I want Evora to be, is like what's around the corner. So I want them to see us, like look to us for like what's gonna come. Yeah. And like even though it might be different in the time, not saying jewelry or these things are different, but like in the future something we do might be not necessarily like normal, but like people will trust that like, no, this is cool. Like it's gonna be cool. Yeah, you know,
that's super cool.
That's very cool.
Yeah, and I think helping people with that. I know we've talked about it in our mission statement. I think it's there, but helping people express themselves outwardly, you know, through different things. Right now, jewelry.
Yeah, rings is just the start of that, right?
So helping them just express themselves, whether they're a jock or a nerd or they're into fashion or not into fashion. Yeah, just helping them express themselves how they want to be expressed.
Nice. Cool. Okay, I think that's a pretty good place to start wrapping things up here. Before we close, we have a little game we're going to do with you guys. Oh, no. So you guys have 60 seconds to answer a list of questions. There's 20 questions total. We'll see how many you guys can get through.
Very well.
So Ridgen, you'll just answer mine, and then Grant will answer Ridge's, and we'll just go back and forth.
Scared, man. My palms are sweaty and my knees are weak. I just vomited on my sweater.
Quote that.
Okay. All right, we're going to be starting here in 3, 2, 1. Music you turn on when nobody's around.
St. Lucia.
Stuck on an island, what would you bring?
iPhone.
What's your guilty pleasure?
Sports. I don't know.
Favorite quote?
That's so hard, man.
Oh, that's hard. Yeah.
So many just think of
that like Kobe Bryant one that you said a little while ago.
Let's go with that. Yeah, because we only have 60 seconds.
If you could have dinner with anyone in time, who would it be?
Steve Jobs, man.
Yeah. Spirit animal.
Lima.
What's your zodiac sign?
Is that an
the Big Dipper.
Best business book. Rich Dad Poor Dad?
No, Think Grow Rich.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best podcast.
Gosh dang it. How I built this is good. That's what I can think
The
of.
Local Hustlers podcast.
Wait, what the heck?
Shoot.
Why did I say
I don't
that?
know. You guys always
Say
do that. Do that quote. There's a quote by Warren Buffett, but I can't think of it.
Okay.
There's a lot of those.
So
I can't think of any
quotes.
quotes right now.
That was 9. I think that might be our record. So
that's
you guys
a
might be
record.
holding
Is
it.
Really?
Lima an animal?
I think
Lima.
Lima
Oh, yeah.
is an
It's
animal.
I know it's a.
I was thinking of the goofiest
Lima,
animal.
Peru, yeah.
Lima, Peru.
I was thinking of the goofiest
I
animal.
think you're thinking of a llama.
A lot.
Are we on air still, by the way?
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
That's good. Awesome, guys. All right. Well, before we close up here, why don't you guys just take a second and let our listeners know where they can find you in store or online.
Evora Jewelry Co. On Instagram is our, it's EVORA Jewelry Co. So find us on Instagram.
EvoraJewelry.com.
Yeah.
We'll have other social media. Hopefully TikTok is coming soon.
Facebook
yeah.
too, if you only have Facebook, we're on that.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, mainly Instagram.
Cool, guys. Yeah, definitely check it out. It's a super fun environment to go down there. Get yourself a couple of rings made.
Heck
And
yeah.
have a good time.
Beautiful.
Okay, guys. Thanks for coming on. We'll
Yeah.
catch you guys next
Thanks,
time.
man.
Appreciate it.